Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I wanted to come on and share something that happened yesterday, which was really, really cool. Yesterday I've been talking about it on my stories, but yesterday was Beltane or May Day, the 1st of May. This is when we're at the peak of springtime and we're about halfway to summer. So we're almost in the summer season. And Beltane's a very old ritual, something that was celebrated like regularly eons and eons ago, especially over in Europe and the UK. It's very Celtic in origin. And so, of course, I love Beltane. I love all of these, like acknowledging the changings of the seasons and the cycles. And so it was really wonderful to go outside and just experience the new growth and everything that's coming through. And in particular, I wanted to connect with the Hawthorn Tree that I have out back in my backyard. So we've lived in this house for 7 years, and this Hawthorn Tree is really, really old. I don't even know how old she is. But it wasn't until the last couple of years that I really started to understand the medicine that she can offer and how I can work with her. The Hawthorn Tree is so beautiful to help connect to the heart, to help with heart openings. She's beautiful heart medicine. And the Hawthorn trees often have a lot of fairy energy around them as well. And this is something that's all part of Beltane too. And so, I went out back and I connected with her yesterday. First, I always ask the trees if I can connect with them. And so she said yes. And so I always see my heart connecting with the tree and the trunk of the tree. And so I started to do that. And what was really, really wild and really, really cool was all of a sudden I saw in my third eye, in my vision, this glyph. This symbol, and it was a P but backwards, and it looked like the Pluto glyph or the Pluto symbol. And I asked her what it was, and she said it was light language glyph, a P that is backwards, the Pluto glyph backwards. And so right away I connected with Pluto, and I said, okay, you're here. So obviously you want to share something. What is it that you would like to share with me? And I'm going to share over here on the next story what he said. So I'm going to share here what he said because I feel that this could maybe be helpful for some people watching. Because what I actually didn't realize, I didn't know why he appeared all of a sudden and why he was backwards with his symbol. And so I channeled the message, and so I'll read the message here. I won't read all of it because there's some personal pieces in it for me, but I'll read most of it because I feel like it might help like other people out there. And what I didn't realize until after I channeled the message later, like yesterday, is that Pluto's actually going retrograde. I think today. I had no idea. And this made a lot of sense to me because Pluto's coming up to close his time in Capricorn. And so he started transiting in Capricorn back in 2008. And really over the last, 16 years, he's really been working through in terms of having us look at the Capricorn structures in our world, like, all those big systems and structures, and do they still work, and do they still have a place in this world? Like government, media, education system, banking system, healthcare system, all these things, right? And so for the last 16 years, he's been bringing our awareness to these structures to ask, do they still work for this world that we're going into? How do they need to change so that they can fit into this new world? And so this started in 2018, and I believe it's at the end of this year that he'll leave Capricorn and move into Aquarius. And really then the idea is that we've learned what we needed to learn over the last 16 years. And so what's really been coming into my awareness for the last little bit is the year 2008 and the year 2016. And specifically in my life and reflecting back on these last 16 years and how much I've changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read this message from Pluto right now, because this might resonate with some people out there. And I think that this is a really wonderful opportunity, if you feel called to, for all of us to reflect on the last 16 years and ask ourselves, how have I changed? How have I evolved? How have I returned back to my true self as much as I can, knowing that there's probably still more for me to do? Where was I in 2008 when this started? Okay, and then where was I in 2016 when we were halfway through this change? And where am I now in 2024? And I was reflecting on this morning, and it's amazing, the insights that have come through, and really, really beautiful to see how I've evolved so much in these last 16 years. So here, I'll read portions from this channeling that Pluto shared with me yesterday after he appeared to me through the Hawthorn Tree. She is showing me backwards because it is done. It is over. You have gone in. You have gone deep. There is no need for you to be deep anymore. You can burst through the surface of the golden lake, of this golden lava that is coming through. There is no need for you to be deep and dark anymore. This is the opposite. This is why she is showing me backwards, because it is time. It is time for you to emerge. You can burst out like the phoenix, like the mermaid, like the feminine, bursting from the golden waters and emerging and showing the way. There is no need for fear. There is no need for stagnancy. You have done it. You have done it. You have done it. You have done the work. The work is done. You are done. Life is done. Meaning that old life is done. The new life is here, and you are here to emerge, and it is time. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. You can trust that the time is here. You've made it through the dark. This is why I am shown backwards, because it is done. That portion, that journey is done. You have done it. You have done it. You have done it. Way to go. High five. Hug. I am so proud of you, and I love you. So how beautiful was that message for these times that we're in now, especially being on the precipice of the continuing new energies emerging into this earth, and all of us embodying those new energies, if that's what we choose to do in this lifetime. And what I love about Pluto is really he's intense. He represents death and rebirth. And so his energy is no joke. And when he calls on us to work with him, that's when our brave lion hearts activate, and we go into the deep, dark shadows, and we come out with the gold. And that's why he was showing me and everyone bursting out of this golden lake, because we are the gold. We've become the gold. He's showing me an image now of, when rocks you chip, like they create gold, or however that works. Sediments, I don't know what the science is, but you know how gold is created from, I don't know if that's right, rocks, whatever. But that's what we were doing over the last 16 years in particular areas of our life. And so what I love is how he comes in yesterday to share that this is done. That cycle is done. It's wrapping up. Is there anything, how would you like to reflect on this? How would you like to reflect on how far you've come, because you've come so far? And what I love about his energy is, even though it is deep and intense, and that death and rebirth energy, it's very loving energy. It always feels like grandfather energy to me when he comes in. And so he came in as the cheerleader for me to remind me that that's the old and I'm stepping into the new. And what am I going to do with that? And I feel that this is for a lot of us out there. So think back to 2008. Where were you? What was happening in your life? What were you dealing with at that time? What challenges did you come up against? Then think back to 2016. How had you evolved from 2008 to 2016? Where were you in 2016? What challenges did you have? What were you facing in your life? Now think to today, 2024. 16 years have passed. Where are you now compared to where you were in 2016, compared to 2008? And where are you going? because your lion heart has made it through. And I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world. So I just wanted to share this message from Pluto because I just thought it was so, it was just so beautiful how he appeared and showed up, especially on Beltane, and with the Hawthorn Tree, and how he came through her. I just thought that was really, really beautiful, and that nature and the cycles and the planets and animals and all of them have these beautiful messages for us, and they're here and they want to help us.